Well, hello there. You are probably already looking into your art kit. I'm going to go through this with you so that you can make sure that everything is being stored in a safe place so that you can find it when it is time to create your art. So all of your materials came in a brown bag just like this, and depending on your grade level, you might have gotten a few different things. So I'm going to go through how to store everything so that when it is time to work, you are ready to rock and roll. So your main supplies I already have out. I will show you how to put them back away when you are finished. But first I want to go over some of the paper materials in this kit. Everybody should have a roll of paper. These pieces of paper are what we will use on our final project. So make sure that you are not getting them out before I give you those directions. You'll notice right now they are wanting to stay in that cylinder shape, but we want those to be flat for when it's time to work. So if you have a table or shelf to lay them out on, I would flip the curly side upside down, lay those flat, and then that way, when it is time to work on those projects, those pieces of paper will be ready to go. You will also notice an art workbook. In that art workbook, this is optional practice. Sometimes I might reference it when we are going over a new skill, but these are things that you can do on your own to help make your art skills even better. It will help you when we get to those final projects. Now, these are printed front and back. If you're using something gentle like crayons or colored pencils, you can color those in right on the page. But if you're using markers or it's cutting or gluing practice, you will want to either make a copy or trace one of those pages using a piece of paper from your sketchbook. Now, these aren't stapled together, so you'll be able to take a page out, and let's say you would like to work on cutting. You can lay the blank piece of paper over top. You can even add a little extra color to it if you want to work on some of your drawing skills. You can trace over it, take it off, and then work on that page on your own. So this will always be available to you, and you can work on this in your free time if you would like. Now, this packet here will be for practice and planning out your projects. So we have art Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday online, and then Friday we meet in person
on Google Meet.
Days where you are working online, I might say practice this skill using your sketchbook, and that will be this book right here that has the blank paper in it. I'll tell you how many pages to use. That way we don't go through all of our pages and then run out of paper and not have enough to work on by the end. This is what we will work on for our first little bit of practice. So you can leave this out so it is ready to go. A few things about your materials. Everybody has a little bottle of glue. You'll notice it's pretty small. But if you are using it the way that I will show you, when we do some glue practice, it should be able to last you for this whole quarter. Before you put it back into your bag, you want to make sure that there's no little gap right here. So how you do that is you twist the top so that it goes down, and when the narrow part and the base are touching, it is closed and it is ready to go back in the bag. Also, we're not going to use our scissors today, so when you are putting those away, make sure they are closed and gently place those into your bag. Now, anytime you are using materials like colored pencils, crayons, markers, or your oil pastels, one of my favorites, you'll want to make sure that all of those materials are put back in the box. That box is closed. And then you can set it back in your art kit. The thing with markers is sometimes it looks like the lid is on, but it might not be on all the way. And we want these markers to last. So before you put the marker back in the box, make sure there is no gap, and you want to listen really closely for that click. When you hear that click, that marker is ready to go back in the box. Make sure that box is closed, and then you can put it back in your art kit. Also, while you are working, it helps if when you are finished with a color, you go ahead and put it back in the box as soon as you are finished. That way we don't have anything rolling around. So as soon as you are finished with your work, those markers can go back in your art kit. And lastly, we have oil pastels. Now, when you take them out, they'll have a little bit of plastic on them. You can ask somebody to help you open those up if you need to. So when you open your oil pastels, you'll notice that there's a little space for each color. You want to make sure that as soon as you are finished working with that color, you are putting it back in the box. And when you are finished with your work for the day, you can, you want to make sure that those are flat when you are putting them back in the box, but no worries. I will just put those back in their spaces, and I will slide those all the way back into the box. Nobody should be peeking out. Slide those in, and then I can put those away. You'll also notice, and depending on your grade level, you might have different materials. There are some extra materials in your bag. Those will be for projects. Those need to stay in your art kit until it is time for that project. Now that you are finished with your work and it is time to put everything away, make sure that everything is neatly in the bag and make sure you put it in a place where no pets or siblings can get to it. So a good spot would be a shelf or in a desk or a tabletop that can't be reached. You can find that place yourself or ask a family member to help you find a spot to put your materials so that you have them when you are ready to use them. Talk to you soon. Looking forward to creating.